Okay, so here we go, guys, at the 9 o'clock position on Shattered Temple. We have our red Zerg player, currently down 0-1 at the moment here in Fight Club. He is mTw.Dimaga, throwing out the GLHF GG there. His opponent throwing out GL at the 3 o'clock position is our teal Protoss, switching from blue last time just to confuse me. He is Liquid HerO.
Yep, the Koreans you will seldom see type have fun because they normally just do good game, good luck, or good luck, something like that. If you do GLHF on the Korean server, a lot of them will be like, what do you mean? They'll type back a bunch of question marks. They don't understand it. Yeah, it's
interesting.
True.
This is serious. This is serious business. We have no fun here.
It is. Well, I'm sure they would say it, you know, and they do say it in Korean. They just don't understand what GLHF stands for a lot of times.
Interesting.
I have noticed in my experience on the Korean server. Anyway,
I figured that would have pervaded culture enough to transcend cultures and
languages. I think more and more of them know about it every day.
Sure.
But yeah, when I was over there, at least I would commonly have question marks follow that. But Dimaga is such a trooper, man. I mean, he's a guy who just like loves to play. I've always been really impressed with Dimaga. He was just on my talk show that I do with my team. It's Gosu on Wednesday nights, and he actually got up at 6 a.m. to be on our show and do our show match. So
yeah,
props to this guy. I mean, no matter what the results are, Dimaga, you're a cool guy.
He is #1 in Doa's heart, if nothing else.
That's right, or at least close to #1.
Okay,
he's right up there.
All right, Dimaga, you got to work harder because clearly you'll want to be #1 of the Doa heart.
Just want to be honest.
Next week.
Yep. All right, so pool first from Dimaga, not too surprising. Probably not going to see anything like a fast third hatchery on this map. Obviously, it's Shattered Temple. You need to break through the rocks to get any sort of close third base. So we'll see, a lot more two-base play from Zerg players. But, Dimaga has some pretty strong two-base Roach play, so I feel like we could see something like that.
Oh, could very well be. I mean, especially with the wider opening there. And we know that HerO's going after... I mean, I can recall the game. I forgot what game it was in sequence. I think game 3 or 4 from the MLG Providence Finals between Naniwa and Leenock, where they were at 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock. And Naniwa went with this same configuration for Forge Fast Expand, and Leenock was able to knock it down pretty quickly with that two-base Roach play.
Yeah, I mean, Roachling all-ins are still really strong in PvZ. They've kind of fallen out of style a little bit, but they're still really good. So I would be surprised if we got through an entire best of 9 without seeing at least one of those from Dimaga. I think it's a great build.
Like even just once in a while, you want to keep your opponent on his toes, of course.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's one of the things about Leenock. If we mentioned him earlier, that's one of the things that I feel like made him such a deadly opponent in that MLG was because he would switch things up. He's completely capable of playing a longer macro game, but he's also not afraid to do some sort of all-in if he sees his opponent has a weakness to it or he feels like he gets a good opportunity in that specific game.
And HerO throws down another gateway just to make the Lynx take a longer way around and then totally walls him off to allow the Photon Cannon to come up. We'll see if he cancels the second gateway here in a bit. But for now, Dimaga's Lynx are in pretty good position to stop anything over at the natural.
Yep, that's right. He can kind of camp out there for a little while he gets his stuff started at his base. And, looks like the probe got found by Dimaga down in the bottom left part of the map.
Yes,
see that from the mini-map.
He's trying to run away now.
Yep. And he will fail. Actually, he will succeed because speed isn't done. Dimaga delaying speed a little bit just to get the queen, get some more drones out ahead of time, that kind of thing. He's getting gas now, though, so I would say we're going to see a pretty quick Zergling speed before too long.
Oh, for sure. Yep. Now, Dimaga, at least just the presence of these Lings sitting here, has done a couple of things. Of course, it forced 37 resources out of the cancel of a gateway, and then Cybernetics Core to be followed after that, and then 25 minerals from a pylon cancel as well. And on top of that, HerO has not been able to mine from this base for quite a while. So Dimaga, just by having those Lings there, does a little bit of damage, but it looks like HerO's going to be plenty safe now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's a nice little delay tactic. A Stargate coming out for HerO. Okay, so he's going to go for the Stargate play. Pretty common on this map. I mean, it's a map where you can kind of abuse the cliffs a little bit in the main if you want to do that. In this map, like I said, there's not going to be a really fast third that you can harass like Protoss love to do. But with some solid control, he can kind of hold Dimaga to just 2 bases for a while.
And HerO coming in for another pass. We'll see what he's able to get in and see. Of course, he was on creep then. That's why my vision just shot back there, but didn't actually get a read on too much. Saw the hatchery, and that was about all.
Yep. And Dimaga, yeah, just getting his Zergling speed now. Not really doing a whole lot. I think he just started getting gas again, if I looked right with that.
I believe so, yes.
Yep.
You're absolutely correct.
All right, so now we're going to start to see some more tech, and he's gone up to just 2 gases. So not going for anything. Okay, so there's the 3rd gas. Is he going to get the 4th at his natural?
And yes, he is. He's got 3 gas coming up. So
okay, there we go. He does have the 3 more. All right.
They are all on the way.
What is that? Oh, I saw that white dot, and I thought that was one of his geysers, but that's actually the neutral supply depot there.
Yes, it is.
The mini-map is so far away from where I'm sitting. I never noticed that before.
I'm sorry.
I'm having trouble reading it today.
We've got another setup coming soon with a cool new dual monitor system for
That'll be
us
nice.
so that we can have screens on both of ours. But anyway,
right.
Yeah, you guys will see some of it started this week, of course, but next week you guys are going to see a large-scale improvement to the stream quality as a ton of equipment gets entered in. Oh, poor Probe just wanted to run out to say hello to people.
Probe deserved it.
Yeah.
Roach Warren coming up right now for Dimaga. He's getting his lair as well, so yeah, moving into that Roach play. And I'm surprised he's not working on some of the rocks yet to try to... Oh, is that where the Zerglings are going? Yep, I was going to say, it's about time that he should be trying to think about a 3rd base here, and it looks like he is indeed thinking about that. +1 missile attacks immediately after that Evo Chamber finishes, too. So he's definitely wants to get his upgrades going, and you kind of need to, because you know Protoss is probably going to be doing some upgrades if they've got that Stargate tech flying around the map. You know they're upgrading behind it.
And that Phoenix is running away for the moment, so it looks like he's going to join his Void Ray friend here, and a couple of Zerglings may pop there, but unfortunately they're not going to be able to take down these destructible rocks. I mean, that's... If he had been able to take out the destructible rocks, even if he had gotten pushed away, it would at least allowed him to move the Stargate units away and begin the process of putting up a gold, but not going to be the case now.
HerO definitely playing the campaign, or the contain game, not the campaign game. That'd be, it's multiplayer, not campaign.
Yes.
Going up to 6 gateways as well, working on that +1, getting the Robo out, so he's going to transition into probably a pretty strong 2-base here. But I think we're going to see him take a 3rd. I don't think we're going to see any sort of like 2-base all-in from here or something at this point. Oh, yeah, there he goes after the rocks. So, yep, just kind of playing a good, solid defensive style. And if Protoss plays defensively on this map, if they just play like strong and harass a little bit, just keep the scouting going like you see him doing right there, then it's really, really difficult for Zerg to break them, you know? Zerg has to put in a lot of effort to get onto 3 bases in this map.
Well, Dimaga, if he can secure it, though, he's got pretty good creep spread through the middle. He's got a good foundation for his upgrades, so he will, if he can match his production to the amount of upgrades he has, he'll be in a good spot. But HerO does have Robo Bay on the way, along with a Twilight Council, so he'll be on 6-gate Robo, Stargate, multiple upgrades, and his Twilight Council and Robo Bay here momentarily. So he's got quite a good basis to play a very long game now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's in no hurry to kill Dimaga. He sees the gold being taken, of course, too. If he hadn't, he knows it now with that Phoenix there. And so what we'll probably end up seeing is like a little poke around +2 to try to take out the 3rd. And then if he's able to kill the 3rd and win the army fight in the middle of the map and take a 3rd himself at that point, he's going to be in amazingly good shape. And yeah, Dimaga, basically, I feel like everything he does right now is kind of gearing up for him to survive, you know, excuse me, through the next 5 minutes. I mean, he needs to protect his 3rd, needs to try to get a 4th going. If he can do that, then he's really in the game. Yeah, there's a lot of queens out there on the map.
Yeah, it is. The Void Ray was being used to poke at a couple of the creep tumors, but look at this. Dimaga was moving forward with the infestors as well, but starting to gather everything in the middle of the map. He's producing his 4th at the same time, so he is going to have a nice economic basis. Of course, he's going to have to hold off a pretty strong push from his opponent as well, which is now going to include Colossi and Thermal Lance and +2 and Blink and, well, pretty much everything.
If he can meet it in mid-map, he'll be in good shape, though. Better than kind of getting trapped in that little area between the sort of little pit, I guess you could say, and the gold base, if you know what I mean.
Ooh, there's a good trap there with the fungal growth. Got to make sure he doesn't lose an infestor as well, though, and it looks like that finally will go down. But yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, force fields can be pretty good in that area that I was mentioning earlier. You could show it if you wanted to. There,
over here.
No,
so on this
that's
side.
wrong. No, that's wrong too. Go to the right a little bit.
Yes.
See that little pit area?
Oh, this right
between there. Yeah, if your opponent attacks you up
here
along the top of that, you can get stuck sometimes and force field pretty easily.
I thought you were talking here.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
See. Yep. But Dimaga doing the right thing. Excuse me, getting a lot of extra spine crawlers,
Please don't die on cast.
I apologize. I thought I was getting better, but I've still got this cold, and it's still bugging me.
If you give me the death, then I'm going to be upset. So.
I'm like feeling better now, but now I've got that like annoying congestion thing where I'm like sniffling and coughing and all that. And
gotcha.
I probably sound bad. I don't know.
Well, hopefully we're all pulling for you, big guy.
I was in Korea for like almost a year, and I didn't get sick once. I come to San Francisco, man.
And I've been exactly the opposite. Well, not with Korea, of course, but I've moved here, and all of my allergies and sickness problems and such have gone away. So
it's a melting pot of disease.
Well, it's actually true. Pretty big army out for HerO now. Now, of course, his opponent, Dimaga, has quite a staggering army to go along with this as well. And we do have our first run of Corruptors now with 2-2 on the way for those ground units. Hive Tech has not been started yet, but of course, he'll be able to turn those Corruptors into Broodlords after this first big engagement.
Dimaga's playing this so well. I'm really impressed, actually. I mean, everything he's doing is preparing himself for this push. And if he's prepared adequately, he should crush it. He's got what he needs to. He just needs to kind of position things well. Losing a lot of creep tumors like that is generally not a lot of fun.
No. Wow, that went completely uncontested, too. I mean, this creep is going to recede very quickly.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yep.
All right. Well, 177 supply now to 176. We have a second Spire and Hive Tech coming up now for Dimaga, so we continue with upgrades, but it looks like he wants to force an engagement. Oh, full energy infestors getting destroyed. There's not a ton of Colossi here as well, so the Corruptors may have been a bit overmade. The Colossi are going to fall very quickly, but the nice force fields actually zoned out a ton of units on the ground, so the Roaches just were never able to attack.
Yeah, it wasn't the best engagement, unfortunately, for Dimaga. He did kill those Colossi, but yeah, the force fields were just too strong. Didn't really pull the Roaches back or anything like that. I think he kind of wanted to keep them up there to make sure to kill the Colossi. And, you know, at the end of the day, he can definitely reproduce Roaches and things faster than HerO can reproduce Colossi. So I guess that's okay. He's still up in supply, so he traded okay again. But now he's got to deal with this fight in the worst location. This is the spot where I was telling you about, where it's not exactly the spot you want to fight Protoss.
Well, let's see here. There's not many sentries, or not a lot of energy on the sentries as well. Fungal starting to chain hit a couple of the Stalkers, but they're so powerful right now, sitting on +2 weapons, also with Blink in tow. The Corruptors dealing with the Colossi very quickly. Yes, but these reinforcements are just coming so quickly now for HerO.
Yeah, and those spine crawlers, I mean, they were in a place that wasn't really going to defend Dimaga too well either. And HerO is actually just going to go ahead and crush right through this. Here comes another push from Dimaga. What is the health on those Stalkers at? Some of those have got to be getting pretty low.
They are.
Actually, not too bad.
Well, he just sent in another 2 sets of reinforcements as well. So
not too bad at all, yeah.
But let's see. Greater Spire's coming up now, but of course it's still like 90 seconds away from finishing, so it's not going to be there nearly in enough time. There are a few Infestors here, but the energy on them is starting to get pretty low. The Stalkers are taking some damage, but the Lings are just feeding in so slowly that it looks like HerO is just going to crush through the natural.
Yeah, I would imagine so blinking ahead. I call that the victory blink, man. I mean, he does it because he knows he has no reason to do any sort of micro otherwise with that. He can just kind of A-move to victory right now. There's the GG.